Hello everybody, I am Flameless Soul, and today I welcome you to Cloud Climber. This is a walking simulator, and if you've never experienced a walking simulator, well, let's get into this, and we're gonna talk about something pretty interesting. I don't really know too much of what to expect here, but, well, we'll see. It was free,
Another day has arrived.
Yeah.
I'd best get my water before going to work.
Oh, chest key is required. I may need to get to the neighboring tower in the future, but I know the other builders keep the entrance to the bridge locked. I saw a key on the table at the top of our tower a few weeks ago. Before I get more building supplies, I haven't been up there in a few days, so I'll need to check if it unlocks the bridge door. If the other towers ever become vacant, I might need to get across, so I'll have to keep that in mind. Bucket of water added to inventory. Okay.
Construction on the last tower stopped weeks ago. I can only assume that the builders have met their fate by now. I believe it's safe enough for me to go and continue building higher yet from where they left off. I'll need to travel across the other two towers to get there, but I'm sure I can find a way.
Alright, so what I wanted to talk to you all about today is primarily that I can't show games the respect that I used to. Bernie the Great and Terrible Dairy, page 69. For months, we've been building faster than ever, yet it seems as if every time we complete a new level, the clouds rise higher and higher. I could have sworn we were close to them decades ago, but we're still not done yet. I can only hope that we're getting close. Signed, Bernie the Great and Terrible. I don't think so. And what do I mean by that? Well, that's what today's video is about. What I mean by I can't show games respect. I've been building all day long, and Bernie the Great and Terrible has been sitting on his butt acting as foreman, aka he doesn't do any work and he drinks all our water. I've started locking my water chest just in case he really does think he's above us all. What I mean is that through all this time, all these games that I've played, all these wonderful experiences that I've had, I've sort of become complacent. No, that's not the right wording. I've become somewhat numb to these games. Oh, interesting. So there's a key that I need to find. Yep, key. I've become sort of numb to some of these games in that I've played so many in the time that I've been playing games that new games have... Oh, I needed to go from up there. Okay, cool. Have a much higher threshold that they have to meet for me to be satisfied with them. I can't believe today is the 100th anniversary of our tower. I know others have been building much longer, and now I wish our grandparents had taken this whole thing more seriously. 100 years ago, they decided things were getting dangerous, but why didn't they see the problem 200 years ago, or even longer? I'm so glad they started building, but I just wish we had seen this coming.
It's been quite some time since I was on the second tower. I haven't crossed this bridge since the builders became greedy and took the supplies that were meant to come to our tower. Just like all the other towers, its inhabitants quickly grew desperate and aggressive. Now it stands empty.
I guess I knew this day would come. It's Kyle. Fuck you, Kyle. But I didn't expect it to come this soon. Yesterday we started extreme rationing of our water. A few days back, we stopped getting supplies from the ground crew on our lift. We can only assume that they've stolen supplies for themselves, ran out of water and food sources, or simply died. If we don't get into the clouds soon, we might need to see if we can get some from one of the neighboring towers. And you might wonder what that threshold is, and what I mean by I need games to reach a higher threshold a higher threshold in order for me to enjoy them. Bertha. Wow, Bertha was writing for a long time. Holy fuck. Dear Diary, wouldn't it be ironic if it rained now, after decades of building? Now would be the perfect time since we've just started rationing our supplies more. But I have a good feeling about things. I know I've never seen rain myself, but grandmother always told me how wonderful it felt. It would be so surreal to be on the ground and see water for miles instead of desert and wasteland. I'm sure it will rain someday. We just need to survive until then. So I need to get to the other tower, and it looks like this is the only way.
I installed a rope cart on this level to get to the third tower. I should be able to use it to get across.
The threshold that I'm talking about is, well, it's the base quality that I guess I demand from games, or expect from them. The lowest level that I am willing to grant a game my attention. That is what I mean by the base level. And the more games I experience, and the more quote-unquote masterpieces I experience, the more likely it becomes that a game won't meet that threshold and won't leave a lasting impact on my mind. Which, I guess that's fine. I tried to be reasonable, I tried to talk with them, but those greedy little scumbags on Tower Wen don't want to share their supplies with us. I'm not going to die miles above the ground, drying up like a raisin while other people watch. I'm going over there tonight to take everything I need so I can last long enough to watch everyone else die. Of course you are. Wait, who was that? Was that Kyle? Fuck you, Kyle! Ah.
I could almost call this place beautiful if these dust storms weren't so suffocating.
True. A great example of this is in the more recent videos.
I hope I find what I'm looking for at the fourth tower.
The me in 2012, when I made my Steam account, I recently checked that, by the way, would never have talked over a single cutscene. I couldn't be more frustrated right now. We're running out of water, running out of building supplies, and Carl just won't get along with me. At least 5 times a day, he pretends he's going to push me off the tower. I swear, if I do fall someday, it'll be his fault. Yesterday, Hadang fell off the tower. I don't know. Hadang. Yesterday, Hadang fell off the tower. I don't know how it happened, but it was a shame, especially since he had the key to most of our water chests. We'll need to break the locked ones open soon, since we're almost emptied out the other chests. The me now, in contrast, I've come to the point where to make videos, I either have to speak over the cutscene, or I don't make a video on that game sometimes. I just can't get over it. Hadang gives the absolute best reactions when I mess with him. For the past week, I've been pretending to get mad and shove my arm at him as if to push him off the tower. I don't think this will ever get old. I can tell Hadang loves it. Yeah, Carl, that's definitely how Hadang felt. I just have a bucket of water. Yes, I'm intentionally not exploring everything.
Looks like I'll need to fix this bridge.
I need planks. Okay. You know, I'm pretty sure you could step over that, but
It's
alright.
hard to believe that I'm the last one here.
Yeah, what happened to everybody else, bro?
I never thought it would end like this. Makes you wonder what the whole point was in the first place.
An attempt at salvation? A note of ambition. Out of everyone on this earth, our families were the only ones who took the water crisis seriously. We were the ones who started building We were mocked and told we were insane. We were the ones who everyone looked to when the lakes and rivers dried up. Our blueprints were the ones that were stolen as people became desperate. Out of everyone on this earth, we were the ones who deserved to survive. The clouds are brimming with liquid life, but are still so evasive. We've been building for a long time, but we're not done yet. We have farther to go. We will climb the clouds. The son of Zilkir. Dewey. This evening, Kevin made a really cheesy speech about how we alone will prevail and how we are the only descendants of the great ones who deserve life. It's honestly the cringiest speech I've ever heard, and that's really saying a lot considering the other stuff he's been saying lately. He also keeps referring to himself in the third person and only responds to us if we call him a son of Zilkar. Wow, that's unsettling. And over the years, that shift has become more prevalent. Every game takes more and more to impact me. It takes a grander story, a more meaningful impact, and a lot more oomph for it to even leave a lasting impression on my mind. And I covered this slightly in a different video at some point, and I felt that I didn't cover it properly. I didn't explain this to its full degree. And
this place really is beautiful, even with the dust storms. It's peaceful in a way.
Huh?
I've been working on that tower my whole life and never once stopped to appreciate what we'd spent our lives building. We only looked up to the clouds, hoping we'd someday reach them, so we could prolong our lives. But now that everyone's gone, I know any attempt I might make at accomplishing that would be futile. Rather than spending the rest of my life building a tower, maybe it's time I took a break. It's been a long time, but I think I'm finally done.
yeah, that's fair. That's... It's thunder. Of course. And that's why I chose this game. It's a short little walking sim that doesn't mean anything. It's a little piece of a story. It's beautiful, but it's the end of this story. Everyone's gone. He's the last one. And just when he's given up, it rains. For the first time in hundreds of years. And I sort of feel like that with games sometime. I love every game that I play. Yes, even Alan Wake. Even though that game is horrendous and I would not recommend anyone play it. And I enjoy getting these experiences. But at the same time, it has been a long time since one of them had a certain impact on me, where I felt my life was changed by the game or the journey I went through in that game. It has been a long time since a game was capable of doing that in one run. And I have to say, the last game that I played that did it in... It took a couple of runs for me to get this, is Prey 2017. And that's why I say it's my favorite game of all time, because it was one of the more recent games that completely changed my perspective on gaming. on the stories that these games tell us. But my playthrough of it doesn't show that. My playthrough shows like any other game, because the first time through, I wasn't showing it the respect that younger me used to show to every game. Younger me, because he couldn't complete games. Back in 2012, I could barely complete any game. First game I ever played from beginning to end and actually completed the end battle was a tower defense game called Thunder Defenders. And that younger me, well, because he'd never completed those games, he showed every single one of them a certain level of respect, because it wasn't guaranteed that he'd reach the end. Whereas nowadays, I've completed hundreds of games, and dozens on this channel alone. I've stopped showing games that respect. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's the truth. And you can see it in a lot of games recently, where I frequently don't know what the game is trying to tell me, or I don't spend as much time analyzing the environments. Hell, this game right here, younger me back when I couldn't buy the games that I wanted, this game I would play it a dozen times because it is a wonderful story. I'd see the first time through, I would just play it as is. The second time through, I'd check every nook and cranny, make sure I found every single diary entry. Third time through, I'd just see how fast I could reach the end, and so on. Because it was free. And it's a great game. But I didn't do that. And I probably am not going to do that. If you want to check this game out, by the way, it is free. I will leave a link to its Steam store page in the description. And honestly, tell me what you think of this topic, of this game, and everything else. Tell me if you believe that that shift in perspective, that disrespect or lack of respect, lack of attention to these games, does it just come with age, or is it something different? Does it come with experience? Or something else? Does it come with the saturation of it? Because there's no way that I could appreciate the rain as much as this guy, because it rains nearly 3 times a week here. But for him, he's never seen rain in his life. So is it a saturation thing that I've played so many games that I can't show them the respect I once did? I'd love to hear your opinions. And if you liked this video, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe, because next time it may not be as somber of a video, and it may not be as beautiful a game as this, but we will absolutely play another game, and we will experience another story and another ending. So I'd love to invite you all along on the journey. And if you've already subscribed, remember, we do have a 400 subscriber goal, so please help us reach that. Share this video, and tell me down in the description what your favorite moments of this video were, or any video, because I'd love to hear it. Hope you all enjoyed, and remember to smile. I'll see you all next time, guys. Goodbye, I guess.